you to the foreign kingdom of Murloc, terrible magician. I'm going to find out what terrifying new plans he has in store for us. He's beautiful. I can hear Murloc from where I'm standing. I'm going to try and get a closer look. It seems that Murloc is working on a really strange machine.
Don't worry, Donald. Let's go left too quickly. For now, my teleporter doesn't have enough power to reach Murloc's secret temple. You'll have to travel around the world first.
All right. My experience with Donald Duck Goin Quackers, or Crackers, however you want to call it. I've been calling it Crackers the whole time, but it's Quakers. But hey, you know, we all don't slash Quake Attack, or if you're or Donald Duck's Goin Quaker or Quake Attack or something. I don't know for other regions, but this is my experience with this game. So before I share this on Discord. By the way, Tim, and also Punky Productions, welcome to the stream, by the way. Before I share this, I want to let y'all know, like, why did I even bother playing this video game? So, I picked this game up because I kind of wanted to play this game. Like, I remember hearing about this game somewhere on YouTube. I think it was Arekkusu, when I was watching a video about his experience going through, like, multiple different Crash Bandicoot clones. I think that was the first time I heard about Donald Duck Goin Quackers, and yeah, Quakers, yeah. I'm trying to make sure I say it right. But I remember when I heard about this game, I didn't really like play it for like over a year or two because I was just kind of like, you know, doing my own thing, absorbed into whatever else I was doing at that moment, at that set point in time. And then it just kind of hit me, like, so much later on that, like, yo, I kind of want to invest time into this game. I know, what everyone's thinking. Alan, you're investing your time into a Crash Bandicoot clone. What are you doing, fam? And, I'm going to be real. This Crash Bandicoot clone, honestly, I don't mind it being a clone. It's actually a pretty solid game. Hyperpunk, what's going on? Welcome to the stream as well. But it's actually a really solid game. And honestly, I think it's actually pretty damn good in comparison. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's a bad game or anything, but I'm just saying it's actually a really good game. And I actually recommend you guys give it a play. So, let's talk about this game. So, what you guys witnessed was like basically the story of the game. Basically, Daisy went investigating, and she got by the main villain of the game. So, basically, it's up to Howard and Donald to go and save her. And basically, you go through these, you know, I'm going to show you guys again. I'm going to turn the screen around. Right here. I'm going to show y'all. We go through, basically, worlds based on those themes, like Forest World, City World, Haunted World, and Temple World. So, pretty interesting themes altogether, because usually no one starts with the forest. We start with, like, trees and all that other sort of stuff. And I thought the gameplay was pretty good and all that other sort of stuff, so I'm going to explain all that. And also, like, the graphics look good, just want to say. Oh, you can also swap outfits. I didn't know that. But, basically we head into World 1. This is World 1 over here, right? Yeah, we got the Crash Bandicoot portals. Is there, like, extra worlds in this game? No, there is no extra worlds. Sadly, I actually 100%ed of this game, and I'm going to explain all that before we even touch to the level design and gameplay. Basically, this is how the gameplay works. I'm going to show y'all, right? So, every world has 5 levels, right? And basically, you're wondering why they kind of look like Crash Bandicoot warp pads, because you get warped over there. And there's these three little black little fucking square things on the side of the level. So, whenever you go into this level, there's three things you gotta do whenever you play the stage. Yeah, bro, welcome back, Ryan. How you doing, man? So basically, you obviously gotta play the level for completion. Like, that's what I think the little light bulb on one of the shits is right here, right? And basically after that, you have to basically play it again also for like completion purposes. And what I mean by completion purposes, as in like, not only you just go through the level, but you also collect everything. So in each and every single one of these worlds, there are 4 things you need to collect. All right, there are, or yeah, well, mainly like 2 things every level, but it's like 4 things, right? You have to collect each one of Donald Duck's nephew's toys throughout the level, and then in the middle here, or there's 6 levels every place, but if you want to go there, including the boss. But anyways, every level is, you are required to find a boss piece inside of it. So basically, when you play each and every single level, you are legally obligated to search around the stage to find at least the boss piece. You don't necessarily have to find their toys and stuff, but you would want to just find their toys anyway, because it's pretty linear. Depending on what levels you're playing, it's pretty linear to find their toys. And when you find their toys, each of the ducks on that respective pad will move, and basically will bring you, you'll play here a chase level. And after you beat that chase level here, Howard will show up, basically tell you, wow, Donald, you got some skill. Basically the Crash Bandicoot chase sections. Basically Howard will come talk that shit, run the fade, and basically say, hey, I got time trials for you to go and do. Yeah, that's the 3rd thing. So after you beat that level, before you can go into the boss, all time trials for all 4 of these levels, not this one. If it has a black little rectangular square thing around it, time trials will be insistent. And you don't have to do them in order to beat the game, but you probably have to do it for 100% completion. And honestly, these time trials are completely different, and I would love to explain why. So instead of the time trials in Donald Duck Goin Quackers, instead of it being like the typical time trials that were like that Crash Bandicoots, where you basically hit time crates to keep the time frozen in time, basically you go through the same level you did again, but the timer goes down. Just in general, the timer goes down. It's not going up like a time trial like in Crash Bandicoot. It goes down. Basically, the game gives you a set amount of time, and you go through the level as quick as you can to keep, and also you hit these like red box things, not only for stars, but you also, what is it? You hit, not only you hit those little boxes for stars, but you also hit it in the time attack level version of it. You hit it so you can get plus 2 seconds back on your timer. And honestly, I remember a lot of these time trials didn't really like bother me all that much. A lot of them, except until we hit the World 4. World 4's time trials kind of got me a little like steamy a little bit, kind of like making me feel like I got a little issues and stuff, because you know, you guys know me, I've been getting angry a lot as of late. And I remember Louie already made the joke, oh look, he's playing the game because he gets angry just like Donald. The hell, man. Can't even play Donald Duck no more. Crazy. But, anyways. Other than the time trial or time attacks not being all that bad, I actually like them because they're different. So I want to explain this to y'all before, if y'all even want to play. Don't think it's like Crash Bandicoot going into it, because usually whenever I see time trials, I always immediately thought of Crash Bandicoot. And since this game pretty much is a clone of Crash Bandicoot, I thought they're going to do the time trials the same. But no, actually, even in the level when you die during the time attack, you can still continue that run even after you die, because in Crash Bandicoot, if you die on a time trial, you have to redo the entire stage again, so you can't make a single mistake, on top of just like trying not to die and whatever, and it's a whole thing. And honestly, when I saw that in Donald Duck Goin Quackers, I thought that was one of the coolest things in this game that kind of made it stand out in comparison to Crash, where it's like you're about to be raging on time trials for a while because you can't get the perfect platinum time. All that matters in Donald Duck on Quackers because there's no such thing as platinum, no such thing as gold, no such thing as bronze. All you need to do is reach the end of the stage within the time that the game gives you. And most of the times that they give you during the time trials are like 10, or not 10 minutes, but they're like 2 to 3 minutes, right? You have 2 to 3 minutes to make it. If you can make it within that timer while the clock is still going in the bottom left side of the fucking thing, you're straight. You're straight peaking, amazing, awesome, whatever, right? So, also, before I continue, I also want to talk about, like, level design, basically, or basically, obviously, linear hallways, but, like, both in a 3D sense and a 2D sense. And the gameplay is basically you going around, running, jumping, punching enemies to get them out of the way, because Donald Duck doesn't have a spin attack. So that's something that's interesting. He doesn't have, like, a fake-ass spin attack, like a fake-ass, Crash Bandicoot, tornado spin or whatever. But, which is cool. Hello there, Arekkusu Alan TM. Arekkusu Alan TM. That's interesting. But anyways, I want to let y'all know I want to let y'all in on something. One of my favorite things about this game, outside of the gameplay kind of being a lot easier than Crash Bandicoot on a regular basis, right, is the fucking soundtrack, bro. The soundtrack in this game goes hard as hell for, like, no reason. I remember I was just sitting here playing through the levels, and I'm just hearing the music that kind of pop off, and I kind of want to let y'all in on the OST. Here's Ducky Mountain, right? This is an ad. You guys are hearing an ad right now. Hold on. This is a little happy theme, but, you get it. Starting with the happy shit, you know what I mean? Right? But then you get to, like, Dangerous Cliff. Hold on, bro. Bro, I remember when I hear a Dangerous Cliff, I was sitting there like... Oh my god, I came across your live one day when your brother was out late and you were worried. Did he ever come back? Yeah. Sleeping right over there. Sounds like DK's music. Interesting tape. I decoded Arekkusu. You decode? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my name is Alex. Yeah. But anyways, let me hear Bear Path. Dude, and I remember hearing this soundtrack, I'm like, like I was just in my zone, man. I had my beats on. What the hell? What happened to Renee YT's profile picture? There's another Renee YT going around? That's interesting. I don't see... Because Renee YT's usually a mod. So I'm kind of interested in... Why you pick that name? But, I'm still learning so I can easily, decode English names in Japanese. Gotcha. That's what's up. But, and then here's Duckburg. Hold on. Freaking ads, man. I think one of my absolute favorites. I should wore an Among Us shirt because we have someone being sus. That's hilarious that Ronnie came without his PFP. Magica dispel horror or manner. Tiptoeing in my Johns, look at me, hearing this shit, creepy crawling in a fucking haunted house. I don't even know what the fuck to say next. Honestly, bro, hearing this OST for a little bit, it honestly makes me feel like I wish I was in the studio when they were making these themes, bro. Because it just, I hate it how I wasn't, and it just makes me lube it. Bro, Lubit's right there. Bro, he's not even awake. But, nah, it's just a viewer playing. But let me show y'all the bosses really quick. Hold on, all bosses, hold on. There you go. So I want to show y'all the bosses. I know I talked really good on this game, but I feel like one thing I really did not like about this game was the boss fights. Like, for example, we have this fat egg bird looking thing, and I remember I felt weird about this boss because this boss, whenever he slams on you, you're an immediate one-shot, right? And obviously when you get hit by the baby chickens, right? I immediately, like, kind of looked around and it was, like, kind of a little afraid of this thing because I was like, oh god, this thing, like, the more I hit it or the more I jump on its head, it's obviously going to get faster and faster, right? But as I said, like, I remember when I first fought this boss, I was sitting there kind of like, yo, what the fuck? You know? Him getting faster. And I know this boss is supposed to be easy for a lot of people, but I remember sitting here struggling on this one for a while, right? Another boss I sat and struggled on for a little bit was Beagle Boy. By the way, I want to give nods to full-on voice acting. I didn't bring this up earlier, but I really want to bring up voice acting because I feel like voice acting in this game is actually pretty good. It's actually pretty decent. I know it's on an N64 cartridge, so obviously the voice work had to be toned down, but like I still think it's actually really good, despite, you know, despite it being maybe sounding a little crunchy here and there. But Beagle Boy was also another one I struggled on, even though his premise as a boss was pretty simple to understand. So basically he crushes you with this wrecking ball right here. And after he crushes you with the wrecking ball, he gets out of his glass, he throws some TNT at you. And you shoot him with the TNT and stuff. And then later on, he'll like crush the stage off, like later with more hits you get him on. And then after you get the final hit, he's like, hey, what the hell, beaten by Donald Duck? And basically he like falls over. Hopefully he's not dead. But that happens. And this boss right here, screw the other one. This one was a pain in the dick because not only you have to play Simon Says during this boss fight with her, which she basically is magic based, but you also like you can't really damage her. You gotta wait a long time to truly damage her. She throws lightning at you. She throws these little pumpkin guys you have to punch off at you. You have to play Simon Says and jump on the right tombstone. Bomb shows up, you gotta like continuously hit the bomb back at the gate, and then the last bomb will hit her in the head. Now you might be sitting there thinking, Alan, you're struggling on this boss? This boss looks easy. I'm horrible at Simon Says. Anyways. Right, but they give you a lot of time to really deal with this boss, and I remember By the way, if you get hit with a bomb, it's an immediate one-shot. And if you don't, you get hit by the pumpkin, it's a two-shot. If you get hit by her lightning, it's also a two-shot. How about you might enjoy playing the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy on the Wii? There's a Billy and Mandy game on the Wii? What the fuck? But yeah, she's pretty simple. Now, Murloc as the final boss, and I didn't realize this, right? But Murloc, whenever you fight him, you might be thinking, wait a minute, why does this battle arena look hella similar to the one in Rayman 2, right? Because as you see, when we get into Murloc's later fight, he feels like a pseudo ripoff of one of the Guardians from Rayman 2 on the N64 slash, just Rayman 2 in general, right? And I'm like, why is this dude like a ripoff of it? And you'll see why, right? Because as you can see, basically one of the bosses in Rayman 2 shoots fire, but you also run away from him. And basically he has like a straight fire attack, fire pillars. You have to hit switches on the left and right side. I'm like, yeah, this fight, I mean, the boss design isn't like a copy-paste, but the fight itself feels like a copy-paste, maybe with a slight difference, because I could be wrong with the whole hitting levers on the side, because Rayman had to, like, I think jump on certain levers when they appeared, but then Donald also has to shoot the little green little stone on there, right? Yeah, bro, the Grim Adventure of Billy and Mandy is a fighting game on the Wii, Xbox, and PS2. That's interesting. A Billy and Mandy fighting game. That's weird. I've never heard of that. But, yeah, make sure you hit him in the green stone like 2-3 times, and basically after that, you're done, right? But I want to focus on this boss because he also has that flame down shit and the flame pillars exactly like the Rayman 2 boss, right? So after you're done hitting him 3 times, I'm just going to show you all the ending. Because I honestly thought after this, you have to basically play more of the game. But no, you don't. He's the final boss. They just made me think you had to do like a final chase section scene. Or whatever. But I thought this was kind of cool because Donald was basically like, oh shit, I got to get out of here. And that turned into a whole thing. But, as you can see, the ending, the machine goes haywire. They're like, fuck, we gotta get out of there. This dude's like, fuck, I gotta help Donald and Daisy because they can't do nothing. It's a whole thing. Daisy kisses Donald, the end, right? And the credits roll. And you're not gonna believe who designed this shit, right? At the credits roll. Because I was like, this is a ripoff. Ubisoft Entertainment Game Development Team. So the same people who made Rayman 2 also made a fake-ass Crash Bandicoot game under the name of Donald Duck. I didn't think that was possible. You know what I mean? I low-key did not think it was possible. Alright? I really didn't think it was possible that Ubisoft, way back in the 1990s or early 2000s, would already be trying to come out with games that copy somebody else's. I didn't think that. I honest to God didn't think that. Right? And I know, like, the people who buy, like, Donald Duck, Goin Quackers are, like, 5, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds that won't, like, really realize that, like, this is a ripoff of another game you could be playing on the PS1 if you have it, called Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3, And even if it was a ripoff, I still enjoyed my time with it because, obviously, I love the Crash Bandicoot style of gameplay, like linear hallways, 2D aspect or 3D aspect. I love it either way. But it's just weird to me that it was Ubisoft that would actually just do that, And it really really, really threw me off my game. And yes, I will be uploading shorts today since it has been more than 3 days. Speaking of Crash Bandicoot, do you not play Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1? If this is the worst game ever made, or Crash Bash on PS1, this is the worst game ever made. I haven't played Crash Bash because I'm afraid of what it might do. Because I have heard so many stories about Crash Bash being one of the worst games on PS1. One of the hardest party games to even play. Don't really play this for 100%. Just play this with friends and have fun with it type shit. And I just never bothered with it. Because keep in mind, Crash Team Racing I gave a chance because I was like, oh, it's Crash in a racing game. Why not? Found out later I don't really care much for racing games all that much. No matter the franchise. It doesn't have to be Mario Kart. I just don't care much about it. But we won't know that until later on. I already made a video on it. But the Grim Adventures of Billy and Manny fighting game is about just like Smash Bros, but with health bars and with life limits, and you had to use a final attack move to defeat the opponent during the fight. Gotcha. So kind of like the Smash Brothers that PlayStation tried to do, right? And back to what I was saying about my earlier conversation about Ubisoft cloning games, or people cloning games in general. I mean, it isn't new that, like, developers kind of skin swap games and say it's a different game, because game developers have been doing this for many years, you know what I mean? Many years, many months, many years that they've been skinning, like, just copy-pasting games. But, like, nowadays, I don't think you can get away with it unless you're from the exact same company, you know what I mean? Then you can probably get away with it. Like, you yourself made that idea for the game, and then you try to copy that, that same idea for another game. I feel like that's the only time you can get away with it nowadays. But back then, if you bought a game, I don't think people really necessarily cared that if it was a clone or not, I don't think I gave a fuck that it was a clone of Crash Bandicoot. Matter of fact, I went into this game already knowing it was a clone, yet I still enjoyed myself. Actually, I enjoyed myself a lot more than I thought I would, because since it was a Crash Bandicoot clone and everything, I assumed that I was going to hate the time trials, because that's what happened to me in Crash Bandicoot. I'm going to hate some of the level design, because the level design itself, really, like, makes me blow a fucking fuse. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what I was, like, kind of sitting here thinking, whenever, I thought about how I was going to play this game. But no, I barely ended up hating it. The time trials are more like time attacks, and the levels for the most part were really easy, if not pretty damn easy. And again, it is Crash Bandicoot for 5 to 6 year olds. It isn't meant for a 23-year-old man to be fucking playing, but I wanted to give it a play just to see if it was any good in 2025. And honestly, my honest to God opinion on Donald Duck Goin Quackers, I think it's a solid game. I think it's actually a really solid game. I think someone could actually pick this game up, play it for 2 hours, be completely done with it, and put it down. The fact that you can do it in 2 hours with 100% completion, if you don't struggle on time attack too much, you can sit here and beat this in 2 hours, or don't struggle on the bosses at all. You can really come in, get an idea, beat this game in 2 hours, and walk off. Now, I know obviously it took me longer than 2 hours because I'm playing this in sessions. I'm playing the game in like 1 hour sessions. 1 hour sessions, 30-minute sessions, or whatever, because I wanted to take my time with this one. But other than that, I feel like you can just get on, do a full playthrough, and have nearly no problems. At least to my knowledge, because there are some time attacks in World 4 that kind of got me a little bit on edge, because I was sitting there like, come on, man, make the damn jump. I thought I could make that, type shit. But other than that, like, small niche problem, and maybe some of the boss design and type shit I really didn't like, I think this game is pretty solid for a Crash Bandicoot clone overall. But that's my review, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys leave a like. Also, comment and subscribe. Favorite, share the video with your friends. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'm going to go stream some Kingdom Hearts now, because I did the data org stuff. I unlocked the data org doors. I unlocked Lingering Will's boss fight. So, if you guys want to witness me do that all on camera, I'll see you guys in a little bit. But for those who don't, do what I, just you hear what I said before, like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share the video with your friends. God bless you all. Hope you guys all have a great day. And I'll see you guys in a little bit, or for those that want to watch only the reviews, I'll see you guys in another review. I'll see y'all later. Deuces. Actually, I should do a weird intro, or outro for this one. You know what? Nah, I can't even do Donald Duck's voice to begin with, so I'm not even going to do that.